Hello guys, I'm happy to share with you these phrasal verbs. In this video, we are going to learn 7 phrasal verbs. And these phrasal verbs are about the verb to get. To get meaning all mark. So how can we add these phrasal verbs with either prepositions or adverbs to form phrasal verbs? If you haven't watched my first video about how phrasal verbs are formed, you should click in the description below. I will leave a link, but let's begin right away. So our first phrasal verb is get together. I will be looking on the screen because I've written a list of these phrasal verbs. So let's begin right away. Get together means two or more people come together, they meet at a place and they do something. So let's use it in a sentence. The company has branches in every city, but the managers usually get together to discuss different issues concerning the success of the company. Another example on how we can use get together. I love the Christmas holidays because we all get together, cook, eat, and spend time with each other. So this is how we can use the phrasal verb get together. So people come together and do something. Phrasal verb number 2 is get on with. Get on with, it means people like each other or they spend time with each other. They enjoy spending time with each other. So you get on well with someone or you don't get on well with someone. An example, it's a question. Do you get on well with your co-workers? Another example, the first time I met her, I didn't get on well with her because I thought she was very proud, but I finally got to know her and I actually like her. So that's another way to use the phrasal verb, get on with. But there is another way you can use get on with, and this means to continue to do something, most especially work. For example, we should get on with our work and ignore the noise from the construction across the street. So let's get on with our work. Another example, after the tragedy, the students had to get on with their studies as they had lost a lot of time during the difficult times. So students had to get on with, they had to continue. Another phrasal verb is get behind with. So get behind with, this means to get behind on either payments or on work. So you're expected to pay something, but then you don't, or you're expected to be at a certain level with your work, but you fail to be at that level. For example, my company gave me a 3 weeks vacation and I was grateful, but I unfortunately got behind with my work, so I must work full-time to get on with the other employees. So if you can see, I've added the to get behind with get on with. So get on with, catch up really quickly with work because you're behind. And get behind with, it means you should be somewhere but you're not. For example, you can say, I got behind with my bills and I faced problems. So you get behind with, you fail to pay on time. All right. Our next phrasal verb is get something over with. Get something over with, it means you do something that you think is either difficult or unpleasant. So if you get something done, how can we use this in a sentence? If you must do something difficult, my advice to you is to get it over with in the morning. Don't wait because it will become more difficult for you to finish. So usually, for example, you're a boss, you have to fire someone, do it first thing in the morning. If you postpone it, if you don't get it over with, it will become more difficult because firing someone is not very easy. So you have to get it over with. Another example we could say is if you have to work out and you hate exercising, do it early in the morning before it gets extremely difficult. Because if you wait, then you will say, I'm very tired, I'll do it tomorrow. So get it over with in the morning and continue with your day peacefully. That's what I do. But I love working out. Another phrasal verb is get away with. Get away with, what does it mean? Get away with means somebody does something that's not good and they don't get criticized or they don't get punished. Punished, it means you do something and you have to pay for what you did, or you go to prison, or you have to pay a fine, or somebody, for example, the news criticize what you did. They say, oh, this person was expected to do this, they didn't, so they got away with it. Somebody's gonna say, they embezzled government funds and they got away with it. Let's see the example. Many government officials get away with huge crimes like embezzlement, corruption, etc. So they don't get punished for these monstrous crimes. All right. Next and lastly is can't get over something. If you can't get over something, it means you are still surprised, you're shocked something happened. You can't believe it. For example, I can't get over the fact that my friend was fired after working for the company for 10 years. Or the old man couldn't get over the death of his wife. He ended up in hospital. So these are the ways we can use these phrasal verbs. I would suggest you find a notebook like this. I don't know if you can see that. And try to use these phrasal verbs in a sentence. For example, I've added the meaning and used it in a sentence. Try to write 1 or 2 examples using these phrasal verbs, and practice makes easy. I won't say perfect. There is nothing like perfect. Practice makes easy. And never stop learning, like our slides say. Thank you for your time. I hope you learned something from this video. Bye-bye.